Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to our podcast, The Power of Human Capital. And today we are going to, in the studio, we have an amazing woman, and I'm excited to announce a woman that has impacted more than 28,000 professionals across Asia and beyond. And for me, listening to her, she's not just a leader, she is a pioneer. I am having with me Dr. Jem, let me see if I pronounce your name correctly, Jem Brion Zabala, who is the president and the CEO of ACG Human Capital Solutions in the Philippines. And for more than 2 decades, she's been a trailblazer in introducing and expanding the LIFO method, a method that I love, a behavioral science tool which is used globally to improve productivity, communication, and leadership. And she was actually trained directly by the founders of the LIFO method, Dr. Alan Katcher, Dr. Stuart Atkins, and Eric Fromm, and is also the co-author of a book, Effective Consultation with the LIFO method, which I actually bought when I talked to her a couple of days ago. I haven't read the entire book, but I am there soon. And she has coached leaders in major companies like Jollibee, Megawide, DMCI, and Petron, and is a speaker on innovation and sustainability across Asia and Europe. Welcome, Dr. Jem. Welcome, Jem. I'm
Oh my
so
God.
happy to have you here.
I am
By the
so
way,
honored.
for all of you out there, my name is Vladica. Welcome to the podcast, The Power of Consciousness. And here we are actually contributing to you with tools and processes and amazing people, speakers, innovators, and change makers all over the world. So, yes, Jem, you have been using LIFO for more than 22 years. So, actually, my first question is what's first captured your attention about this method?
Let me
What was the
first
first?
greet everyone. I'm Dr. Brion Zabala, and I'm very honored to be your guest for today, Vladika. And oh my God, this is a very, very exciting moment for me. The question that you have with regards to how I fell in love with life orientations is that the uniqueness of the use of the styles. So I
Mhm.
have been studying also comparatively the other tools, and I have no complaints with them. The however part is I find life orientations a complete tool. And when I say complete tool, it understands who you are as a human
Mhm.
being, your behavior as a human being, how you could use it in communication, or if you would like to use it in the corporate world, it definitely is very, very useful to understand what kind of a leader you are, how you can communicate with people up here, your level, your colleagues, or your one downs or two downs, and the people who reports to you. So when I say communication, the process is very polished. The framework is very easy. The jargons is very easy. So
Mhm.
when you implement it, when you try to, communicate with another person, the consciousness of you wearing your style right now, and maybe you will say, what kind of style do you have right now? Well, it's not the way my results are actually, being shown. No, it's the way I am trying to communicate in general to the public, because that's my role right now, to be able to, make people understand about life orientations, to make people understand about who am I, my role. But you know what? I have a secret to tell
Yes, tell
you.
us your secret.
My most preferred style is controlling taking. And it's about passion for action. And many people would always say, huh? Really? I thought you're adopting dealing. I thought you're supporting giving. So see, that's the beauty of life orientations.
So,
It
for people that haven't heard about this method at all, now we are saying supporting giving, adapting dealing.
yes.
What does it mean? What is that? Why do we have to divide ourselves in different windows?
Okay. I like to share with you, especially to everyone. When we talk about life orientations in general, in one perspective, so what is LIFO? What is life orientation? Many
Exactly.
people would be asking, is it last in, first out? They would always ask. Oh, no, no, no. It doesn't have to do anything with manufacturing or with what do you call that? With accounting, last in, first out. It's about life, LIF, and the little E there, orientations, the big O. And when
Yeah.
I was, you know, firstly oriented by the authors themselves, I say, life orientations. What is it all about? Then, when they were explaining to us way back in 2004, imagine that in California, I realized that it's basically an understanding, a study with science of how people would behave. And when I say people behaving, is more connected with how you exude your intentions, how you
Hmm.
deliver the message. And oftentimes we are of different, orientations.
I love
One of
it.
the
So,
questions I
yeah.
basically asked Dr. Katcher and Dr. Stuart Atkins when I was trying to understand what Lifeway is all about is, does this have a culture barrier? Because I was the only Filipino then in 2004. They were all Americans. One, I think he's Mexican. I forgot his nationality, but he's also Americanized, He's
Uh-huh.
Latino, but he's Americanized. So I was the only Asian and I was the only Filipino. I said, does it have a culture barrier understanding or how you are going to deliver it to, to our participants, to our audience, to our guests? And then one of the things that Dr. Alan Katcher made us do in the class, we were about 16. I will never forget that. I have really amazing classmates, no? Said, okay, everybody pull out your team results. The team results is where everything is put, your favorable, unfavorable results, and all of us were there. And then, okay, everybody, do you see whose most preferred style is highest in controlling taking? So, yeah, it's a Miss Jam from the Philippines. I was like, damn, I was only 31 CT. And now I'm 34, ranging 35 CT. Then everybody would be asking, okay, what is CT? What is SG? So I'm going to go one by one on that. But this is just a funny story that I'd like to share with everyone because my same question ricocheted back to me when I was saying that, oh, wait, yeah, I'm 31 CT, and then I realized I'm the highest in the class. It's like, and I'm the only, should I say, colored. I'm the only Asian, and everybody was like working on SG and CH and AD. I was like, wow. And then Dr. Katcher gave me back the question. Now, Jen, do you think life orientations has a culture barrier? And I said, No, it seems like, why? What do you think of Americans? I said, I thought Americans would be very upfront, like they speak their mind out, etc., etc. And then he said to me, I will never forget that. So did it answer your question? Because I'm the highest in CT, and all my classmates were very low in CT. They're very high on excellence. So when we talk about excellence, that resonates basically with your passion for excellence and idealism that's supporting giving. So,
So what you are saying here is that culture has nothing to do with it. A behavior is, it can be also on autopilot, and you are not aware of how you behave.
yeah,
And this is giving you a possibility to become aware of what style do I prefer in my behavior? And do I always behave as I think? And why am I not getting the result that I actually ask for? Because I'm not congruent with my intention. And
Exactly.
yeah, so I love it because actually it's not about right or wrong. It's not about where you come from.
Uh,
It's more about understanding the behavior for you yourself and why
mhm,
your colleague, spouse, friend is behaving as they do. And
exactly.
when we do this, we actually bridge, right? We connect,
Yes.
we create, we understand, we become more of who we are and appreciate others more for who they are.
Who they are. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the
Yeah.
appreciation actually comes in naturally by this time. And when I say naturally, it's like, oh, he or she is like that, not because there are clouded, you know, vision of who this person is, but because you perfectly understand this person.
Yeah.
Or
And
when you try to
it's
connect with
not
this person, it doesn't alter you
exactly.
because
And
your strengths are defined. Who you are is perfectly defined when you get LIFO. So that I call that, I call that with my participants here, with the clients here in the Philippines. I say, did you get LIFO? Are you LIFO? Something like that. So they say, yeah, I got LIFO. They enjoy, with the coining of the words and the jargons. And when they say, are you LIFO? Definitely I'm LIFO, So and here in the Philippines, I truly, truly depend on repeat business because
mm-hmm,
that's where we expand, the opportunities.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
it's through understanding, again, another application of LIFO is through the understanding of what your client's needs are. So it's also
mm-hmm,
applicable in selling.
mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, because there are a
So
lot of applications of LIFO.
mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, as a company, what does your customer desire? How does your customer behave?
Exactly. Exactly.
How does
And
your customer think? That's a
exactly.
great question.
Yeah. And by now, when you try to communicate with your client, it doesn't necessarily follow that this moment, if she or he is trying to project that, okay, Jem, I just need a proposal by tomorrow, can you do that? You have to put it in this manner, da. So she's appearing to be a little CT and CH. You
Mm-hmm,
can adjust to also being CTCH, controlling, taking, passion for action, or CH, conserving, holding, which is passion for reason. Why do you think she's behaving that way? Because she's in a hurry, and then suddenly she said, okay, because I have to pass a proposal for
mm-hmm,
presentation on Monday. Can you do it today? Can you do it tomorrow? Something like that. So you have to adjust or adopt to that. And in
mm-hmm,
adopting to that, I always say this: if you know your strengths, if you know what you are made of, if you know the combination of the
mm-hmm,
kind of styles that you have, then
mm-hmm.
whatever kind of, let's say, style that comes to your way, your clients, your people, your classmate, your husband, your wife, it won't alter you
I
because you
love.
are defined. You're confirmed of who you are. And a lot of people keeps on saying and asking me, Miss Jam, how come you seem to always be happy, even though, the situation, we just had two storms, not two storms, 2 weeks of storms last 2 weeks ago. And it
Mm-hmm,
just stopped this weekend, last weekend. And we're just chilling, I said, okay, we just have to adapt to the situation. And I was very CH. I was very conserving, holding. What do we do? How are we going to do it? How are we going to adopt? I said, I cannot not work. So with my team. So what we did is we just went to work. I said, okay, let's just pray that, we're not going to be affected because from where we are and my home and Makati here in the central business district, there's no flood. So it's like, okay, why will I not work? There's no flood, but the typhoon was really very dangerous. So you
mm-hmm.
adopted the situation.
Mhm.
You adapt to the condition of where you are. And that's always my answer. I
So
adopt.
what you are saying here is that
Mm-mm.
you have changed with using this tool, becoming aware of your own choice of how you prefer to behave and what is happening with you when
Mm.
you are stressed. You have learned that I don't have to go there. I don't have to react or resist.
Yeah.
I can be in this situation, and then you are asking questions of what are the possibility here, and
Yes.
this is thank you to the life orientation tool that has been your friend, as I understand, for 22 years. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Definitely. You
Yeah.
know, I love the way you interpreted, you know, my the way I experienced my life. I could even share to you guys, the way life affected me or influenced me. I'd like to use the word influence
Yes.
at the height of the pandemic. I was
Hmm.
adjusting. I was conquering my strength because
I
I
love.
said, I cannot be CT now. I have to, look at everything on top of the situation and say, okay, this is an adversarial condition for me and for my family and for my team. What will I do? So I had to hold back a bit. I had to be conserving holding a bit.
Hmm.
I wasn't working on quality because I said, where's the quality when there's no client?
Hmm.
So you have to adopt, you have to be a little AD and try to perk yourself up and, maintain your mental health and all of those things. And it worked. It worked. And mm, I, I'd like to share with you that I was able to basically coach 26 people
Wow.
online. I didn't even have to charge them because they were
Wow.
all trying to kill themselves.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations
And I
to
said,
this.
no, they're all alive as of now. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy.
Thank God.
Yes. One has a gun
Hmm.
on his hand. One has a rope on his neck. One
Jeez.
woman, yeah, was about to go out of her condo.
Hmm.
And I said, well, with the girl, I said she's about 26 years old or something, very young. And then I jokingly, asked her. I said, "Thank you. I'm the one who you thought about. But
Mm.
before you think of something," I went AD. I went adopting dealing. I said, do you really want to jump? Because you know what? If you jump, your face will be distorted and you're going to be ugly. So I tried to inject some humor in the way I was trying to hold her back because, oh my God, she's going to jump. So, Miss Jam, give me one reason why I will not end my life. I said, because you're going to be ugly. So she started laughing and they're all still alive as of now.
Wow. What a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. And I used LIFO. They didn't know about it, but I used LIFO and I had to adopt to them. I had to, okay, think about, okay, you have a gun in your hand and say, okay, number one, put it down. Because I also do martial arts.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had to help these people because, in a way, only doing this online. I did it online. And these people were about to kill themselves. And no, I said, no, this is not going to happen. Not in my watch.
Yeah, and I mean, I met you a couple of days during the training in Munich,
In
and
Munich,
my
yeah.
impression of you is that you love to contribute to other people, and you are working for a better world. For all of us to thrive and for all of us to choose more. And this is where it is so helpful with your experience and what you have to share with us and inspire us with. So I totally get that you are. When you talk to them, the way that you are standing into the embodiment of the life for tools is of course an inspiration and invitation for them to choose more. So thank you so much for that. But you have coached, as I understand, you have coached beauty queens and you have
That
coached
was fun.
CAOs. What is the common thread here in those seeking transformation?
Number one, when we try to, I actually asked permission because I just finished training this morning. The one who's vying for Miss Jamaica Universe.
Wow.
Yeah, her name is, yeah. So I do this internationally as well. So her name is Matea Smith. She's
Hmm.
actually half Jamaican, half Filipina,
Hmm.
and they're living in Florida. So she's basically representing Jamaica, and she's
Hmm.
Miss Crocs right now. So I asked her, "Can I make mention of you?" I said, and she said, "No problem, just do it." So one of the things I actually look, especially for the beauty queens, is that
Hmm.
I actually have a props here. See?
I love it. You are the
So
beauty
this is,
queen.
yeah, this is something that I always inspire, especially if I train them online. And I tell them the main responsibility of a beauty queen is a leadership responsibility. Always remember, when you stand up in front of the crowd up on the stage, people will have to look at you. And
Yes.
how well will you become an influencer? It's not just about how you see things, but it should be very authentic. It should, resonate in the way you look, in the way you feel, the way you talk, the way you stand. The aesthetic part is just, an iota part of it. But how
Hmm.
real winners win is when the judges feel how authentic you are. So I
Wow.
put LIFO in the way I teach them on Q&A, on question and answer, because you have to prepare yourself with the host, with the judges, with the people, like millions of people will be watching both face to face and online. So I said, how can you be more prepared? By being
So
just
what you are
authentically
saying
you.
here, are you using the questions? Do they have to answer the survey
Oh yeah,
before
primarily,
they
yeah.
do?
But we just
Ah.
give them the three pager thingy, just
Hmm.
just for them to understand. So I tell them, okay, go online, and then they will see them. So I explain to them what's the purpose of
Hmm.
you understanding the life orientations result of other people, especially the host, especially the judges, is because the tone, the way they use the words in asking you questions, you can automatically change the way you are thinking right now. So it
So this is the connection, basically. The connection when,
exactly.
wow, I'm so inspired now myself.
So are
So
you going now to be Miss Sweden very soon?
I'm going to apply for a beauty queen at my
Why
age.
not?
Well, what you said here is so profound to me because it gets what I hear is the instant connection, uh, heart to heart, human to human, mind to mind, heart to heart. And this is what's many times missing in the
Yep,
human communication.
there you go.
Wow.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you can see, like, to zero in with the beauty queens, okay? You
Mhm.
can see if their answers are something that they memorize, if it's here. But you can see when they try to answer from the heart.
Yeah.
You can see and hear when they answer authentically, that the story that they're sharing is really their story. It's not about somebody else's story, or they quote
Yeah.
somebody. No, it's their story. And that's how
Wow.
beauty queens win. And we have a lot of beauty queens who won internationally here in the Philippines. I think you know that, huh?
No, I'm not so much into that world.
Oh, okay. But Philippines is one of the beauty queen hubs of the world.
Wow,
We've have a
congratulations.
lot. We've had
Beautiful
a
women
lot
in
of,
Philippines.
yeah,
Yeah.
always in the top five. We have a
Wow.
lot of, yeah. And some of them I was able to coach, and I'm still coaching some. So
Well, you are such an inspiration to me. So, on one hand, you are coaching beauty queens. On the other hand, you are coaching CAOs.
yeah.
A totally
Well,
different. different. So how
Different
is,
entities, but same responsibility. That's what I'm
yeah,
telling the beauty queens. Because
yeah,
when you are a beauty queen, of course, you exude beauty from the outside. And so as the CEOs. They are
yeah,
leaders. Beauty queens are leaders. So people
yeah.
follow you. I say that. People think and feel and wear those same clothes that you will be wearing. So you are and you should be influencing people around you enough that they will respect you, enough that they will be, able to understand how you are, exuding yourself and presenting yourself to the public. So as a CEO, so as the leaders.
Exactly, because when you lead, when you walk the talk and talk the walk,
Exactly.
this is where you embody the leadership, and then people are maybe not following you, and yes, and they get so inspired, so they access their own creativity and their own capacities, and
Hmm.
they start maybe, to contribute and create and invite, and yeah. So wow, wonderful, beautiful explanation, thank you.
Exciting,
uh,
huh?
Very. So I have a question here about conscious leadership. So, what role do human resource managers and organizational developers play in building sustainable, human centered workplace?
I love your question. That's actually what we do. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, I was reading your profile.
okay. When we
Yeah.
talk about human resource, we actually try to switch a bit. Just the two words alone. Human resource is not anymore the thing that we are actually promoting. Because I'm going to demonstrate something to you. Like, okay, here. What if we talk about human resource? Like, okay, we hire, we fire, we train. They're just, soldiers,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
skills, right? But when we talk about life orientations, and well, the way we are being called, the ACG Human Capital
Mm-hmm,
Solutions, we basically profess and capitalize on what is good about a human being. How am I going to perform? How am I going to make this person perform in the job, in the organization? Which means if this person is well chiseled and well prepared, and let's say I'm talking only of one person,
mm-hmm,
it means this person's productivity will be high because
mm-hmm.
he knows himself, she knows what kind of contribution this person will give the organization. So the question is, it's not what the company can give me, it's what I can give the company. So
Wow.
this person is very, very prepared. Now let me see. I'm only talking of one person. What if you LIFO the whole organization? So the productivity of everyone is actually captured, not just stilts, not just, sticks, people sticks. Hire, fire, train. Okay, I don't like you anymore. Bye. It's not like that. When we go life orientations, we capitalize on what is good with this person. And
Mm-hmm.
if you see a little bit, need to be changing about this person, what if you lessen something that is excessive, or maybe you don't know that you're excessive? So what if we tone it down and do less of something that is beautiful, which is your beautiful strength? Or you don't know that you are capable of still doing something greater than what you have right now. Then let's enhance it. Let's do something better. Because you
Mm-hmm.
might, like when I was being trained to become a CEO, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Because I was a managing director when I came in to 23 years ago in ACG. That
Mm-hmm.
was my first position, managing director.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very SG, supporting giving, passion for excellence, NCT. Let's rock and roll and implement whatever is being given by the boss, by the president. And then comes the CFO. always tries to sit down with me and say, okay, Jem, let's work on the P&L. I was like, what? Why should I go with the numbers? Let me just talk to the clients and present to them and do workshops for them. So I didn't know that that was a preparation. So in short, my CH before was just 16. My conserving holding, my passion for reason was very, very low then. Because for me then, okay, I support the clients, I support the company, let's rock and roll.
Well, sorry for interrupting you. I just love what you said right now. Your allowance and your curiosity of finding out the possibilities is what inspired me here when you said, "Oh, I can change." Many people uh, they are afraid of change, and this shows us that don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to fail. Uh, be curious and find out what is possible with your strengths. Here, I can sense your passion, your fire, and this, yes, and the light that you are spreading. And um, I'm also, I have this CT, a lot of controlling taking, this fire inside of me. And now you reminded me during pandemic, I was actually the same. I couldn't just sit there, do nothing. So I was like looking, what are the possibilities out there in the world? Where can I actually travel and facilitate people? I'm not just going to sit here and wait. And yeah, amazing, such an inspiration. So yeah, we are almost reaching out our time here. The elements of what is required, and when we respect our own behavior and when we honor ourselves, we are basically a living, walking, living human in gratitude of being alive. And when we have leveled up in our vulnerability of receiving people and being with people, this is creating a greater world for not only organizations but really fabulous, fantastic relationships. Let's get LIFO out there in the world. Let's invite people to join this possibility of finding out what is my preferable choice. What do I prefer in my behavior style, and what is actually happening inside of me when I get into defense or when I am stressed. And when I know all of this, this is the first step of changing something. The change is actually easy when I'm aware of all of this. I don't have to struggle. So, Jem, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your fire, and for pioneering change where it matters the most, and it is people, right? Whoever is listening to this, if you are a human resource manager, a team leader, or simply someone who is just curious about how to build stronger relationships and how to find out more about yourself. And we all, I guess, inside of us, we all desire to become a greater version of ourselves. At least I know people that I'm working with, they are always asking for that. Thank you so much. And if you like this video, please share it to someone who requires it. And you can find me in Sweden and almost all over the world facilitating classes. And you can find me on LinkedIn. My website is vladicadjordjevic.com. So thank you so much. And please remember, your power begins with your awareness.